Looks like I'm having some connectivity issues. I apologize for that. This meditation is about meeting life where it is, where we find it, where life finds us. I'm going to start with a poem that I wrote. Thank you for morning light, cutting a bright diagonal sheath across my bedroom wall. Thank you for trees with their outstretched arms outside the sliding glass door. Thank you for my feet on the nubby gray carpet. The feeling on my soul's reminding me that I'm here now on this glorious Friday with a new day ahead of me. My boy down the hall coughing, home where he belongs in his nightclub room, dark to the same degree as mine is bright. We are. I hope that you heard all that. It looks like I'm having connectivity issues, and I apologize for that. So that poem was written in this room. I don't know if you can see the nubby gray carpet under my feet. In this meditation. So come into a comfortable position. You can sit or lie down. I'm sitting on a meditation cushion. You can sit on a pillow. Come into a comfortable position. I'm going to close my eyes and I welcome you to join me if that feels comfortable to you. So feel your feet, whatever they're touching. Mine is touching the same nubby gray carpet as was in the poem. Feel the texture there. Notice its feeling on your skin. Next, feel the place where your body comes in contact with whatever you're sitting or lying down on. So notice the feeling right where your body comes in contact with the bed, the ground, the pillow, whatever it is you're sitting or lying down on, and notice the feeling right where the two come in contact. So maybe you feel pressure or tingling or the weight of gravity. Just get curious. There's no right answer. We're just noticing. Next, let's take a few breaths, noticing where in your body you feel your breath most acutely right now. Maybe it's your nostrils or your chest or your back or your belly. Maybe you feel your whole body breathing as one whole entity. Again, just get curious and notice where you're feeling your breath most acutely right now. Notice how one breath differs from another. Notice the texture or length of the breath. You can imagine that you're watching your breath as though you're sitting on the shore watching waves roll in and out. Just noticing how one differs from the last. Just watching and noticing, nothing else to do, no judgments to be had. If your attention wanders to something else, just gently bring it back. That's what meditation is bringing our attention back over and over. You're not doing it wrong. If this is what's required, that you're doing it right. Just notice your breath, a few more breaths. We have a tiny string attached to the top of our head, drawing us ever so slightly taller and straighter. Let's also put a half smile on our mouth. And notice any subtle changes that you notice in your body or in your emotional field as a result of these small tweaks. That it has the effect of making us feel a little bit happier, a little bit joy or happiness, but it can also sort of reverse engineer it and cause joy or happiness. Notice if you feel any subtle hint of that in your body. Next, notice how your body is feeling physically right now. Any places where you feel tightness or pain? And if so, give your attention to those places and see if noticing your kind attention to it has any sort of loosening effect on those areas of your body. Next, notice how you're feeling emotionally. Whatever's arising for you, just make note of it. Again, this isn't an opportunity for judgment. We're just getting curious. There is a saying in psychology and meditation that to name it is to tame it. So let's just notice what emotions are arising for you right now, remembering that we can feel multiple, even seemingly consent, then fall. So just notice what you're feeling right now and see. And maybe a little bit of fear about that same thing or about something else that's upcoming. Maybe you feel proud of an accomplishment that you made this week. Maybe you feel sad about something that you heard or a piece of news in your own life or in the world. So just notice all the emotions that are coming up for you and see if you can give each one a name. And then imagine yourself as the container in which all these things are arising and just notice all that you're able to handle at once. All these different emotions that you're able to hold at one time. You give yourself some appreciation. In addition, if you have any tightness or pain in your body or any other bodily sensation, notice if you're having any emotions about your body sensations. And if so, just make note of that. We spend a lot of our time trying to resist the things in our lives that we wish weren't happening. We can spend a lot of energy kind of fighting against what is. And what we're practicing in this moment is just noticing how we can hold it. When we bring our attention to the present moment, we can be, which is part of what we're doing in meditation, we can be present with what is, noticing it, getting curious about it, allowing it to be. Without fighting it or resisting it or wishing it were different. We might still have our preferences, of course we do, about what we'd like to happen. But we can also slow down and come back to the present moment and just notice what's there. And it's in this space that all of our power resides. If there's anything difficult arising for you, if anything you noticed either physically or emotionally feels challenging, let's take a moment to be with that and to nurture ourselves through it. So you can put a hand to your heart or your palm on your cheek or any other way that you might find your own touch soothing. And first notice the feeling of that, the physical sensation of touching your hand to your heart or your palm to your face or whatever soothing physical touch you choose. Just notice how it feels. You might notice a warmth or coolness that sort of spreads across your back, so to speak. You might feel the solidity of your hand and notice that it feels soothing. Have the same hormone that's released when we hug someone we love. So notice if you feel any subtle hint of that in your body. Take a few deep breaths here, noticing the feeling of your hand on your heart. And how it feels to breathe with your hand there. Your breath. I'm reminded of a mantra that one of my meditation teachers used to use. He would say, "May all parts be welcome." So maybe say that in your own mind. May all parts be welcome. Or if you prefer, you could say it out loud. Just notice how that feels, that idea of welcoming whatever it is that comes, not needing to fight it or push against it or in a friendly and welcoming manner, even though it might be something we would prefer weren't happening. And we but I'm here for you. You're not alone. And you're doing a great job. You're holding a lot. And I'm here with you. I love you. And notice how it feels to talk to yourself in this way. It might feel uncomfortable, might feel really awkward at first. And that's okay. Just notice. Compassion is noticing the common humanity that we all have. Experience this moment. That too can have a soothing effect on us because the most painful moments are those when we feel alone, when we feel like this is just happening to me, no one else could understand this. I'm alone in this experience. Experiences feel harder when we feel alone in them. But when we remember our common humanity and remember there's even a visualization tool where you imagine that you are in a stadium full of people feeling this exact same thing. So, why don't you imagine that? there's something challenging arising for you, imagine that you're in a stadium full of people having the exact same experience, feeling the exact same things, and notice how that feels. And again, there's no right answer to this. Maybe that feels good. Maybe it feels like a relief to realize that there are so many other people feeling the same thing. Maybe it feels a little nerve-wracking. Just note. Let's come back to our breath now. Again, watch your breath coming in what you noticed in your breathing before. Maybe as a result of meditating, your breath has slowed down a little bit. Just notice. Notice how you're feeling physically now, too. Notice if there are any subtle changes since we started meditating, since you last noticed how your body was feeling physically. Maybe say to ourselves again, may all parts be welcome. There's another mantra I'm reminded of by Thich Nhat Hanh that says, I have arrived. I am home. I am no longer running from myself. I have arrived. I am I have arrived. I am home. I am no longer running from myself. And notice how that mantra feels in your body. I notice for myself that I feel a relief from repeating that mantra, from the idea of coming home to myself, meeting myself wherever I am, whatever my current experience is. So if you feel that too, this is a mantra you can carry with you through your days. I have arrived. I am home. Poem that I read at the beginning of our time together. And notice if it strikes you any differently now that we've been meditating. Thank you for arms outside the sliding glass door. Thank you for my feet on the nubby gray carpet The feeling on my soul is reminding me that I'm here right now. Lungs in his nightclub room, dark to the same degree mine is bright. Together on this new day at the beginning of a new year, here as I sometimes only imagine we are. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for your presence and your practice. It means so much to me to be here with you, and I look forward to being back here with you again soon.